You dragged all those lights into my little living room just to ask me one question. What's the secret? You want me to say it's kale, or cold plunges, or some pill with a celebrity's grin on the label. Listen, I'm 100 years old. I've done things the experts would faint over. I fried eggs in bacon grease for 50 years. I drank sweet tea so strong it could strip paint. And I'm still here. So, no, it's not a diet. It's not a hack. And I'm not your science project. The secret is uglier than that. The secret is I stopped bargaining with my life. Most people don't live. They negotiate. They say, when things calm down, I'll take the trip. When things calm down, I'll stop working through dinner. When things calm down, I'll start living. That phrase is a lullaby. It rocks you right into your own missed life. You want to know how I learned that? I learned it on a Wednesday, May 11th, 1960, 3:17 in the afternoon. I know the time because I stared at the kitchen clock like it was going to apologize. My husband, Earl, kissed me on the cheek and said, "Back by supper, May." He always called me May when he was in a hurry. He walked out with his lunch pail and that stupid little red thermos we got at Woolworth's. And he never walked back in. A semi ran a light on Highway 61. They handed me his wedding ring in a paper envelope, like it was a receipt, and I remember the smell. That hospital smell, bleach and rubber gloves and old coffee. I remember my own hands shaking so hard I couldn't sign my name. I also remember hearing somebody in the hallway laughing at a joke. That laugh made me furious, because the world doesn't stop. It never stops, not for your grief, not for your plans, not for your later. We had plans, you know. We had a jar on the fridge with a piece of tape that said California. Every Friday, I'd drop in a few dollars from my apron pocket. Earl would wink and say when things calmed down. We were going to see the ocean someday. We were going to do it after his next raise, after the mill finished that contract. After. I kept that jar for months after he died. Like, if I didn't open it, he wasn't fully gone. Then one night my boy, Tommy, he was 8, came into the kitchen in his socks, holding that red thermos like it was a teddy bear. He said, "Mama, are you going to disappear too?" That's the moment I understood something nobody teaches you. You don't just lose people, you lose yourself, slowly, quietly, one numb day at a time. I was turning into furniture, a chair with eyes. So I did the only brave thing I could manage. The next morning I got up and I made pancakes. I burned the first batch, and I ate them anyway. Standing at the stove, crying into the batter like a fool, and I made a rule. Not a cute little affirmation, a rule. Every day I had to do one thing that proved I was still alive. Not productive, not impressive, alive. Some days it was tiny. I'd sit on the front steps barefoot and feel the wood warm up. I'd peel an orange slow and breathe it in like medicine. I'd play one song on the radio and dance with the broom. Sometimes I'd talk to Earl like an idiot. "Look at this, Earl. I finally fixed the damn faucet." No answer, of course, but it kept my heart from freezing solid. And yeah, I worked. Kids don't eat hope, they eat food. But I stopped worshiping the grind like it was God, because I learned work will take every ounce you offer it, then ask for your weekends, then your marriage, then your body. So, no, I don't clap for just one more year. I've seen what one more year costs. Here's the part that'll sting. The tragedy isn't that bad things happen. The tragedy is the way you start acting like bad things are rare. Like your life is protected by good intentions. It isn't. That's why when things calm down is a lie. Because things don't calm down. They just change costumes. If it's not work, it's kids. If it's not kids, it's money. If it's not money, It's your body. There's always something. Life is a noisy house. It does not get quiet just because you're finally ready to live in it. After Earl, I survived the years the way you do. School lunches, hand-me-down jeans, church on Sundays, supper at 6 o'clock, because routine is how you keep from falling apart. And I told myself I was fine, but fine is what people say when they don't have the words for lonely. At 68, I met a man named Silas at the public library. He smiled at me and said, You read fast for an old lady." I said, "You talk bold for an old man." He had a limp and a laugh that came from his belly. He smelled like cedar and peppermint. And do you know what I almost did? I almost went home and told myself, "Don't be foolish. What will people think when things calm down?" But I was too old to be bullied by gossip. So I said yes to coffee, to dancing, real dancing, to wearing red lipstick on a Tuesday, to riding in his beat-up Ford with the window down even when my hair looked ridiculous. And the neighbors talked. One woman at church pulled me aside and said, "Mabel, it's unseemly." Unseemly. Like joy has a dress code. Let me tell you something you can tattoo on your brain. The people who police your happiness won't sit with you when you're dying. They won't hold your hand in the dark. They won't kiss your grief. They just want you small because it makes them feel safe. So I stopped shrinking. Silas and I had 12 good years, not 40. 12. But those 12 years tasted like real food. We drove to Louisiana just to eat beignets at midnight. We sat on a pier and watched the shrimp boats come in. We laughed until my ribs hurt. When cancer took him, I didn't say, "Why me?" Not anymore. I said, "Thank you." Because love isn't a guarantee, it's a loan, and the interest is paid in attention. Now here I am, 100. My hands look like old maps. My knees complain when the weather changes its mind, and I still wake up some mornings and hear my own brain trying to sell me that old lie. Stay in bed. Scroll a little. Start tomorrow. I don't listen, because I know what tomorrow does. Tomorrow steals quietly. It takes the call you meant to make. It takes the apology you rehearsed for 5 years. It takes the hug you cut short because your phone buzzed. So, you want the secret? Here it is, plain. Pick one thing you keep postponing and touch it today. Not the whole mountain, one stone. Call the person you keep meaning to call. Even if it's awkward, even if you don't know what to say, take your phone and put it face down while someone is talking to you. Let them have your eyes. Go outside for 2 minutes, just 2. Let your body remember it's alive. Write down 3 real good things before bed, not "I should be grateful." Real things. The coffee smelled like home. My kid laughed with his whole face. The sun hit the sink and made it sparkle. And if you're waiting to forgive somebody until they earn it, don't. Forgiveness isn't a gift you hand them. It's a weight you take off your own chest. One more thing. Stop treating joy like it's dessert, like you have to finish your chores first, like you have to earn it. Joy is not a reward. Joy is fuel. And if you keep running your life on resentment and fear, and someday you're going to sputter out early, maybe not in years, but in color, in taste, in laughter, you'll be alive and not living. And that is a tragedy nobody puts on a tombstone. I'm not going to be here much longer. I can feel the edges of it. Not scary, just honest. So, I'm telling you, while I still have a voice that can make the words come out straight, stop saying when things calm down. They won't. Your life is happening in the middle of the noise, right now, with dishes in the sink, with bills on the counter, with your heart beating like a little drum in your chest. This is it. So, what are you going to do with today? Because one day you'll look up and the camera lights will be aimed at you. And you'll realize you spent your whole life waiting for a quiet that never arrived. If this hit you, don't just nod and scroll. Send the text, make the call, step outside. And if you want more hard-earned truth like this, stick around.